I would like to leave this city. This old town don't smell too pretty, and I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. And when I leave this island, I book myself into a soul asylum, 'cause I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. So here I go, still scratching around in the same old hole. My body feels young, but my mind is very old. So what do you say? You can't give me the dreams that are mine anyway. Half the world away, half the world away, half the world away. I've been lost, I've been found, but I don't feel bad.
As down the glen one Easter morn to a city fair rode I, there armed lines of marching men in squadrons passed me by. No pipes did hum, no battle drum did sound its loud tattoo, but the Angelus bell or the Liffey swell rang out in the foggy dew.
Right proudly high over Dublin town they flung out the flag of war. 'Twas better to die 'neath an Irish sky than at Suvlar or Sudelbar. And from the plains of Royal Mead strong men came hurrying through, while Britannia's Huns with their long-range guns sailed in through the foggy dew.
'Twas England bade our wild geese go, that small nations might be free, but their lonely graves are by Suvla's waves on the fringe of the great North Sea. Oh, had they died by Pearse's side or fought with Calbrook, their names we keep where the Fenians sleep, beneath the shroud of the foggy dew.
Oh, the bravest fell and the requiem bell rang mournfully and clear for those who died at Easter tide in the springtime of the year, while the world did gaze with deep amaze at those fearless men but few, who bore the fight that the freedom's light might shine through the foggy dew.
Back through the glen I rode again, my heart with grief was sore, for I parted with those valiant men that I'll never see no more. But to and fro in my dreams I go, and I kneel and pray for you, for slavery fled, oh glorious dead, when you fell in the foggy dew.
Good day, good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are in the world. You're listening to the Half the World Away Celtic podcast from Hail Hail Media. My name's Kevin O'Neill and I'm based in Mandurah in Western Australia, originally from Coatbridge. As always, I'm joined all the way over on the other side of the country in Melbourne, Victoria, by my good friend and the housewife's favourite, Mr. Patrick Close. Originally from Airdrie. Good day, Pat.
Good day, Kev. How's it going?
Mate.
It's pure roasting over here, Kev.
Is it?
It is
What
pure
temps?
roasting. It was 34 when I was coming home.
Jeez,
What temperature is it now? But we get the cooling on for the first time this season. I've got to say that this spring. So
Nice.
still at the moment it is almost 10 o'clock at night and it's 27.5 degrees.
That's lovely,
It's
lovely.
beautiful, isn't it? So
You
cooling.
got the aircon on.
Yeah, we've got VAP cooling over here, so in our house, so it's all
Lovely.
around. It's beautiful. It's
That's
we turned it on. It was one of those shit. Where's the remote control? Because it's been tucked away. Haven't needed it. I had to open all the vents and stuff. So yes, thankfully it's still working because it's pure roasting.
The
So I'm
weather
sitting here-
definitely does fluctuate in Melbourne, doesn't it? Because it can be roasting one day and then down to a cooler day the next day and then roasting the next day again.
Oh, got to love Melbourne Springs. I have to say, Melbourne Spring is right. So here's the next few days. Just pulled it up on my phone, right? So today was, I think it was 32, 34 was the top. Tomorrow's 34. The following day is 23. Then 21, then 21, then back up to 28. So that's Melbourne Spring for you.
Yeah.
Yes, I like it.
Bizarre.
Keeps you on your toes. It's nice. It's good. Beautiful day, but. And I went to boot camp and everything, Kev. It's 34 degrees outside, and I went to boot camp tonight.
Fair play to you, son.
And I'm
You'd have been
going to-
sweating buckets.
I was sweating buckets, but now I'm sitting there. My brother, who is from, he lives in Houston, so he's sent this top over to me. He brought it over. My little Texas Longhorns. I don't even know what sport it is, but it's orange, Kev.
Oh, that's not too bad though. That's not too bad.
I wouldn't say it's orange. It's kind of like a brownie orange. So, if there's any Texas Longhorns,
Diarrhea
fans out
colour.
there- no, not quite. It's not.
Have you
I don't
not
know.
even Googled them? I thought you'd have Googled. You of all people would have Googled that as soon as you
Well,
got it. I thought.
I know it's not baseball because that's the Astros, and
Is it no? Is it no American football?
oh, it's college football. That's what it is. No, it's college
College
football.
football.
Yeah, well done.
There you go. There you
Thank
go.
God for that, man. Thank God there's somebody here. Is there someone else on the call here, Kev?
Wait, let's
Somebody
see.
else in Melbourne. Let's have a look. There's hyphen.
Oh,
hyphens
there
here.
is, yes.
The hyphen, yeah, hyphens here.
It's
Martin Kelly.
Martin Kelly, all the way over in Melbourne as well. How are you, Martin?
I'm very good, mate. How's yourself?
Not too bad. How have you been, Martin?
I've been very good. I was at the Melbourne Cup the other day and it was magnificent.
Yeah.
Yes.
You-
A bit sad what happened to those two horses, right enough. The favourite which I was on, and unfortunately I had a heart attack after the race.
Aye.
And that was that. And then another one had kicked a fence or something, kicked a barrier, and it had to get put down later on.
I'll tell you the most disappointing thing of the whole thing, though, Kev, was we had a little family sweep. You know, we cut the thing out of the newspaper with the horses in it.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I get the one that was, I don't know, it was the Royal something, and it was the colours were red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Now, it was the first
That's
one I picked out,
disappointing.
you know, and it came second last.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, only followed by the horse that had a heart attack. So, but you know,
Correct.
so I was doing well. So that sweep went really well for me. So, if anyone who's listening, the Melbourne Cup's like a very, very famous horse race in Australia. It's known as the race that stops a nation. And it also
It
stops
stops
the
a
state
nation.
of the race that stops all of Victoria, which is the state where Melbourne is, because we get a public holiday for it. So we get a public holiday for a horse race.
You do? Yeah,
I
Johnny
think-
gets.
Aye. It's a wonderful thing. And I'll be honest, with my corporate hospitality area, it was lovely.
I'm sure it was. No, I looked good. I must admit, because I was not working, but fortunately I do now have a job to go to starting Thursday, but I won't say too much about that. But anyway, I was able to fully enjoy it for the first time since I arrived in Oz, actually, because I just sat down and watching Channel 7 for the majority of the day and put my wee bets on, and it was great just watching the whole thing. You know what it's like back in Scotland and the UK when it's the Grand National stuff. It's kind of like that, the hype around it, I suppose, except it's bigger, I'd say, over here, just because you get a public holiday for it over there and things like that. But I must admit, I enjoyed my wee day watching the racing. And I won a couple of wee bets later on in the day as well. I didn't win the Melbourne Cup, but I won a couple of wee bets later on, which was not too bad. However, happy days indeed. We're not here to talk about Melbourne Cups or horse racing now either. We're here to talk about the famous Glasgow Celtic, of course. So it is just the three of us on tonight, folks. If you are listening in, now we are going to try to have a quick show tonight. I know we always say it, we never actually manage it, but I'm going to try to wrap it up in the hour tonight, so we've not got too much to talk about, and there's only the three of us on anyway. So we're not going to take any Skype calls tonight, but you can tweet us in at halftheworld88 if you want to interact that way with us, and we'll try to give you a shout out, or if you want us to discuss anything. But first of all,
Kev, can we put a wee? We're not taking Skype calls unless Jennifer Love Hewitt wants to phone in, and then we'll take her call.
No, she'll just have to abide by the rules like everybody else, Martin. Kelly.
Jennifer, phone up and I'll overrule Kev and accept your phone call. All right. So if you want,
remember, Pat's the one pressing the buttons.
Yeah, well, I'm pressing the buttons. If any good-looking birds want to call in, it's fine.
All right.
I've swing birds, to be honest.
We're just going to say.
Well, let's face it. You're not going to know what they're going to look like on here.
You could do video calls.
They could sound glorious, but they might be manky middens.
So we've had a couple of guys in the chat room, right? Toby Jugs, quick in there. G'day, Toby boy.
Good on you, Toby.
Unreal Kyle. Well, I don't know if that's Unreal Kyle, but he's saying the weather, boys, it's freezing in Glasgow.
Yes.
Get in there.
Absolutely baltic over there, isn't it? It's getting to that time of year, I suppose, over there now that the clocks have went back and the old Halloween's passed and all that as well, and it's freezing back there. Anyway, without further ado, the Astra game last night. So first of all, Martin, you were saying before we came on air that you had a pretty dodgy feed and it wasn't the best, but you managed to see some of the goals. But I'll come to you first. What was your overall thoughts on the game last night?
Look, I think we did all right. I suppose the easiest thing is I think we did okay. That's the thing. I don't think we were great, but we held our own. It was away in Europe, and we're starting to. I think the record is we've done, okay away in Europe. So I think we're getting a bit of momentum there. Realistically, away in Europe, if somebody before the game would offer us a draw, I think we would have at least considered it, sort of thing. Led for most of the game. I think we scored 32 minutes. They scored with 10 minutes to go, sort of thing. Look, from what I saw, and again, it was very dodgy. I thought we did okay. Could we have played better? Yeah, but could we have played worse? Aye. And I think it was probably an okay result at one each for the game, sort of thing.
And Pat, I know you managed to see the game on a good feed or a good stream. Some of the stuff I've been reading today it's from one extreme to another. People are shouting for Ronnie Dyler's head and saying we were absolutely garbage last night. What was your own thoughts on the performance?
I was pretty disappointed. I think they were there for the taking. I think it was. This might sound really dumb, but there was the feed I was watching was from BT Sport, and it came up and it was Derek Ray and Gary McAllister doing the commentary, and we're kind of cruising at this stage. It's 1-0, and they were little glimpses. They went forward a couple of times, and I mean Gordon. I was going to say Foster there. Gordon had to make a couple of good saves, and I think it was 4-1 the Salzburg game at that stage. And it came up, it was like, the latest score. And they have like the live table as it stands, And I was looking at it and I was going, right, so we are currently on 10 points if we win this, and they're on, And I just looked at it, and the instinct, first thought I had was, right, how can we fuck this up? we will fuck this up. How on earth? How can we fuck it up from here? And that was it. I mean, we're still in the driving seat. We basically obviously need to sort of take care of an extra bit of business, but we shouldn't really had to. But I just think it's a wasted opportunity because it's like if you go into the last two games knowing you've qualified, all right, you want to win the section and stuff, and you want to try and avoid the situation where you avoid one of the Champions League teams pretty much, or the teams that get knocked out of the Champions League. So that was, it depends what they want. If they want a glamour tie by finishing second, then they've done the right thing. If they don't really care and they wanted to get a lower grade team, then they just wasted an opportunity because Salzburg don't look as if they're taking the foot off the pedal at the moment. So